Hi, I'm back. um, I'm gonna try and make this one a little bit shorter than the last one because I went over my limit, or the limit that I wanted to. So I'm gonna try and make this one a bit quicker. But November '65, this album comes out. Jan and Dean's best album, in my opinion, at least. Folk and roll. This marked a very important time in their career when Jan said, okay, I'm going to step this up. I want to make the music a little less kid oriented, or like, a little less kind of, just the same old stuff. He really wanted to expand and really make a heck of an album, and boy, he sure did. Here, again, this came out in November '65. Did really bad. I believe it only got to 145 on the charts, which really isn't that good considering that earlier this year they had Command Performance out, which got to number 33, and Golden Hits Volume 2, which I don't know what that got to, but it was quite a bit higher than this. But the lead-off single here is, I'll show you the back, is I Found a Girl, which had been tossed around for so long. It was finished about around March of '65, and then wasn't put out as a single till like October. Because Jen tried to get it released so many times, and then Liberty rejected it, which I really don't know why, because it's an amazing song, one of their best. And speaking of that, that's what this album kicks off with, is I Found a Girl. I love this song. The only P.F. Sloan falsetto song on the album, which is really great because Dean, of course, is better. Considering that, it's a very, very good song, and I love it so much. It's one of my favorites by Jan and Dean. Again, it only got to number 30. That kind of showed that their fame was starting to get a little bit lower. But the only reason why it didn't go higher was because they didn't put a picture sleeve on it. And Jan got really mad because he tried so hard to get it out, and then they didn't put a picture sleeve on it. Because he said that's the selling point, because then they know it's Jan and Dean. So it only got to 30. It probably would have been a top 10 smash if they had put a picture sleeve on it and had promoted it better. But that's Liberty's fault. Anyway, so then we move on to Hang On Sloopy, which is Dean lead vocal. I swear, for a while I thought this was Jan on lead. Dean sounds so good here. And he's kind of got that nice raw feel, but at the same time it's a really, really nice vocal. Again, one of his best. I really, really enjoy this. It's one of my favorites by them. Then we get the flip side to Jan's solo single. They had a few singles going at this time. They had one come out a little bit later in the year from this album. They had one, of course, I Found a Girl, and then Jan had a solo single out, which was Universal Coward backed with I Can't Wait to Love You. And then, so we get I Can't Wait to Love You after Hang On Sloopy. And this is one of my favorites, for sure. The lyrics are just really great. Pretty simple, but still an amazing song, and it fits really good with this album. Then we get Jan protesting here in a way. It's Eve of Destruction, which is another P.F. Sloan song, done by Barry McGuire. Done by Jan much better. He kind of does his little protest voice here, or his late '65 raw feel voice, which is great. This album has quite a bit of rawness on it, and it's really great. I really enjoy it. So Eve of Destruction is really, really great, and I really enjoy their cover of it. Next we have definitely one of the best songs on the album. I believe Jan is doing all the parts here. He does the lead plus the high and low harmony. And it's a shame to say goodbye, and I'm pretty, yeah, that was the flip side to I Found a Girl, which, that is a monster A-side and B-side that, you can't get a whole lot better than that. But I really like it. It's a nice, calm song, and it really flows well with the rest of the songs on the side. One of my favorites. Where Were You When I Needed You, which was another P.F. Sloan, Steve Barry thing, done for the Grassroots. and just an amazing song. This knocks me out every time. I love this song a whole lot, and Jan's vocal on it is great as always. Dean's little falsetto bits in the chorus are really amazing too, because he doesn't get a whole lot of falsetto during this time, because, you know, they were more doing different styles where the falsetto wasn't needed as heavily as it was for, you know, the surf and drag stuff. But it still sounds really good, and it's one of the important parts that make me love the song. So that closes out side 1. We open up side 2 with, I believe, a Jill Gibson song, called A Beginning from an End, which is, kind of like about, the wife dying, and then the husband seeing the baby, and, you know, it reminding, you know, the husband of the wife. And it's a really great message. It's a little, you know, kind of a little sad. This was also put out as a single, I believe, a little bit later in the year, so towards the end of the year, backed with Folk City, which is another track we'll come on to later. But I like the middle bit in there that is kind of like reminiscent of Dead Man's Curve. So that's pretty cool. Then we get another Dean lead, which is the Beatles Yesterday. Now, I don't really like the Beatles version. I love the Beatles, but I just don't really like, you know, it's just doesn't really do it for me. But this version, because of Dean's vocals, it saves it, and it actually makes it a bit more than tolerable. I really enjoy it. It's just, you know, it's Yesterday, you know, it's kind of, you know, whatever. But Dean's voice really saves it. Next we get the A-side of Jan's solo single, The Universal Coward. Again, amazing song. Really great, and I think the single should have done better than it did. But really enjoy that one. Next we get a Dylan cover, or a Turtles cover, depending on how you want to look at it. Because the Turtles had the hit with it, It Ain't Me, Babe. And I really enjoy this. This has kind of a more relaxed feeling to it, and I love Hal's drums on this. Jan's vocal on it is astonishing. It's amazing. And again, one of the great songs on here. They're all great, though. Next we get Folk City, the flip side to Beginning from an End. And that is just Surf City, but, like, in more of, like, a folk style, I think, with, like, talking about, like, the folk scene and different things that have to do with it. Like that. But again, really amazing song. Dean's falsetto on it is great. Jan's lead is great. Amazing. Next we come on to Turn, 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 the closing track, which is a Byrds cover. Both Jan and Dean kind of leading this one. You know, Jan gets a little bit more, but, like, Dean comes in on the falsetto every line, so it's more or less a dual lead. And I really enjoy this. I might like this one a little bit more than the Byrds version, to be honest. And again, you know, they just do it amazing. You know, this album blows me away. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite Jan and Dean album. And it's really, you know, it's a great album, and it really should have done better because it didn't get promoted that well, so that's kind of, you know. But, so this has been Jan and Dean Folk and Roll, again, released November 65, and, I'll do some more soon, but, thank you to Derek Smith for requesting the Jan and Dean album reviews, because I've been really wanting to do more, but now that somebody really, you know, actually wanted them, you know, I'm like, well, I'll do them. So, yeah, thank you.